Chief Abrams.
How you doing there, Director?
I am doing good, sir. How about you?
I'm doing all right.
All right. Well, good afternoon, Benton Harbor. This is your Thursday chat with the Chief here on YouTube and Facebook. I'm Director Dan McGinnis with City of Benton Harbor. There's Chief Greg Abrams. He's the handsome one of the duo. Kind of
Sure.
ship.
Hmm.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm doing fine. How's your day?
You
Are you
know,
dry now, yet, sir? Are you dry? Are you dry now? There's a lot of complaining going on. A
you
couple
know
of days
what?
ago.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna stop you in your tracks. You don't ever mention Dunk Tank ever, ever.
uh,
So anyway, Ben Harbor again. It's good to be back. This has been a very busy week. Very busy week. So first we had election day on Tuesday. Obviously, thank everyone that came out to vote, exercising your right as a citizen. And also on the same day, we had our annual national night out downtown at the city center. And for those who might not know what that is, that's a national event where police departments from all across the country get together and have a celebration with community. And it's always the first Tuesday of every year, which I don't know why they did that on election day, but
I
it's
don't
always on
know.
election day, the first Tuesday in August, which is primary day. So that's what we had this week, or I'm sorry, yeah, this week. And Chief, you want to talk about that? It was absolutely phenomenal. I don't know how we pulled that off. I have no idea.
I
But
don't
don't
either.
mention dunk tank. You cannot talk about the dunk tank, and I'll tell people why when you're done, unless you want to admit it.
Okay, so the numbers were staggering for this year's National Night Out. It was our ninth annual, and uh, the people I seen there, man, it was like okay. It was hard for me to take in, the amount of adults and children, enjoying themselves, the vendors, the other officers. Um, and man, I got to give shouts out to, Sisters from Another Mother. They were outstanding with the popcorn. Rough Riders are outstanding with the hot dogs. You guys ran out of snow cones. Wow.
We
What
did.
happened?
We didn't get enough ice, which is I accept responsibility for that. Although I'm not the one person gets ice, and then you helped. I appreciate that, but I told you definitely wasn't not enough amount to
Okay.
get. So that's what happened.
All right. I got
So
you.
we went through what 5 10 pound bags of ice, 15 pound bags of ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
I kind of figured that. Well, that freezer couldn't hold much more. You might have been able to get one more bag in that freezer.
Well, what I didn't know you were gonna drop it off there because what we do is we take it out of the bag and dump it right in there because the
Okay,
freezer sterilized. We sterilize it first.
okay,
So
gotcha.
yeah, and that's what. But again, we were so busy. Um, we had so many people. So for National Night Out, we had no less than 1,200 people, and we know that for a fact because we had 1,100 book bags to give out, and we gave out every single last one of them. So 1,100 book bags. The line was from literally from 6th Street around the corner to Pipestone, and it was just a great time. And I was thinking because we were so busy between you, Miss Martin. Yeah, we get 800. That'd be good. We didn't really spend a lot of time on it as we've done in the past. But man, again, having that amount of people, and it was phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal.
It was.
You look really regal with your interviews you were doing and making balloons.
I still
And
couldn't get my deputy chief to do an interview, and he was calling me and saying, "Hey, you need to get down here. They want to talk to you." I'm like, "Where's the chief at the city? Director. He should be there." But of course, you were preparing yourself for submersion. I guess I would call it.
so for those who might not know, we get a dunk tank donated from it was Taylor Rental, but now Michiana Rental, and big shout out to them for letting us use their dunk tank free of charge. Our sponsors, I really want to give them a big attaboy. And Matter of fact, I want to give out my first Chief Thumbs Up business approval sticker to them. So that dunk tank was phenomenal, as it always is. And I had some of my players show up and we came in uniform. So you saw the Tigers out there.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And they were the first ones to try to dunk their coach. And let me say, they were terrible, absolutely terrible. I had three of my quarterbacks that couldn't darn hit the broadside of a barn. But I did have one of my running backs get me. But that was a ball. I mean, of course, they wanted to get in. They helped. It was just a great time, man. We had, I don't know how many hundreds of kids that were there, all ages. We had college age kids, us, but college age students there. It was so many people, Chief. Normally how, we make our way around the park, just kind of saying hi, shaking hands, kissing babies.
Yeah.
I never was able to get to the other side of the park. So like Miss Martin, I never saw her to the end we were picking up trash. And I knew she
Really?
was there, but I never got over there to where we have our tent.
Okay.
That's how many folks were there. It was crazy.
Well, I
Uh,
took up the slack. See, the things you couldn't do while you were being submerged, I did for you. Okay, so don't worry, you were taken care of. I put your name out there.
well, thank you. So for those who don't know or might have been out there, heard me talk a lot of trash about Chief Abrams. There was one year that he did get in, but he stubbed his widow toe. He stubbed his widow toe. So after he stubbed his widow toe, he didn't want to get back into the dog tank.
I was
So,
bleeding.
and you lived.
I did. I did. And that toe ain't whittle. It's like two of these. It's like it's one toe.
Yeah. I would also like to give Chief ABC 57 that was there. And back in the day, probably about 20 years ago, we didn't get along with them at all. But they got some really good reporters there. Of course, I love Brian Connie Bear, but they were there covering our event, and I thought they treated it very, very well. The news story. So big shout out to ABC 57. It's probably a rarity that they'll get a attaboy from local police, but we thank God for them. Who was it that interviewed you? Like right behind me when I was, of course, getting dunked in the dunk tank. You were getting interviewed by
I
the
think it was
gentleman.
Channel 16 that was interviewing me. I
Okay.
did ABC 57 as well, and then I think that was either Herb Platem or WIRX or WSJM was out there getting sound bites as well regarding the National Night Out event. So they did a great job. They asked great questions. They asked me quite a few questions about the football team, and I was like, okay, I answered what I could, but I had to make sure they knew that you were the guy to come and see.
So yeah, that was huge. Again, for those who might not be familiar with or new to chat with the chief, yes, I'm the director of public safety for City of Ben Harbor, but I'm also now the head football coach for Ben Harbor High School. So I had some of my players out there in uniform, and I mean, oh my God, it was the support from the community for the team has been amazing. So and we got Sister Diane Young. Oh my God, I was messing with them so much. We're making popcorn, and I believe Sister
Phenomenal.
Diane, correct me if I'm wrong, that you guys doing popcorn might have been like a last minute ad, so you guys were well prepared for that. The thing is, when you come there to our national night out for the first time, if you don't really know, it's overwhelming. So the popcorn line was long, the snow cone line was long. They were feverishly making popcorn fast as they could. They had a great team over there. Of course, I was over there talking smack. But thank you, Sister Young, for coming with the sisters from another mother. I think it was uh, giving away free popcorn next to us that snow cones machine. And unfortunately, you didn't get to get me in a dunk tank because you were feverishly packing popcorn bags. So next year, we'll make sure you get a front row seat to dunk Big Toe Abrams in the tank.
When shoot, I'm putting boots on next time.
There's a way to fall. So, yeah, again, thank you, Ben Harbor, for the support. Thank you for all the positive feedback that we have received. And, we'll be back next year and sound like some of the other cities had kind of like some gimmicky things going on. I got some ideas, Chief, to for ours, but we gotta figure out what we're gonna do because we're outgrowing that park almost.
I was going to say the same thing. There wasn't enough room to bring really any more emergency vehicles or fire trucks, which we always like to have, or squad cars. So yeah, we are outgrowing that area. So, and Sandra, yes, great job. She was on the balloon line, and when I say man, we gave away balloons. I got
Yeah,
to
I saw.
I got to give shouts out to Air Gas. They have been supporting us with free helium. You know, even when it was we were going through the shortage, they would give me what they got for National Night Out, and yeah, I got something special for those guys as well. The thumbs up business, as you say.
Let's give them the Chiefs thumbs up
Yes, Air
stamp
Gas,
of approval too. What's the name of them?
Air Gas.
Air Gas. Okay.
They supply welding supplies, helium, oxygen tanks, anything to do with welding and construction type apparatuses.
Yes, ma'am. So I told Diane yes before we close, y'all locked in now.
Oh yeah,
They're gonna be
we
expecting the popcorn, and
yep.
hopefully we can get. There's one year we had a cotton candy machine, and again I think they were overwhelmed. I'm not sure who it was. I don't think it was a sister from another mother. It may have been, but yeah, that went real fast too. So she says yes, indeed. Yeah, we need more space, and we have the ability to kind of still use Sixth Street and maybe Pipestone. Um, so here, and somebody brought up the suggestion that we maybe use a new park that's coming to township.
Hmm.
My only trepidation to moving is that everyone's 9 years now. Everyone's is familiar with knows city center. You come downtown,
Right.
so we got to really kind of talk about that
I,
because
I would oppose to moving it right now. Maybe somewhere down the line when we see that it's just too overwhelming, we'll try using some of the side streets that you have and block those off. And I think that would be okay for a while.
and I don't think we maybe utilized totally all the space we could have.
Right.
Again, it was the grass area where we had a bigger tent. We had a smaller tent. So okay, well, smaller tent works. And I
Hmm.
don't even know why we need a tent because we got to two pavilions. So that works out.
And nobody used the pavilions. I think maybe one got used, but the double
Yeah,
one, there was nothing under there. So yeah, we can spread them out there as well.
that's it. Lady Diamond Riders. That's what it was. Okay. Well, looking forward to next year. Again, thanks for all the support for our National Night Out. Let's move on to our update for the upcoming car show, and then we jump into some really good news with some statistics in the city.
Okay, so as far as the car show uh, is known, it's going. Everything's still going well. We did have to change the date of the car show, everyone. The timeline I needed to get everything off the ground enough time to make the car show a success. Um, I didn't meet that because I had to meet with my board members first to make sure they knew exactly what was going to be going on because we have liability issues that we have to deal with. So
Right.
I did that. I did get an approval. I ran from being at the National Night Out event, I had to run back to the station, sit in on the board meeting, and give them my presentation about the car show, and then run back down to National Night Out. But I did get it done. Everything's approved. We just pushed the date back to September 20th, which is still a Saturday. Time is still the same, 11 a.m. To 4 p.m. And then I also picked up one of our board members as someone who's going to help us out, Joe Taylor, who
Okay.
wants to help out because he's helped put those together before too. So we're still looking good. We just had to push the date back,
And what's the new date going to be, Chief?
September 20th. And that should be a Saturday.
So I'm gonna tell you, I feel good about that. Like a month and a half is better than 3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would have been. I think I probably could have pulled it off, but it would have been just kind of janky for the first one.
Yeah, yeah. We want to come. We want to come hard the first time. So I'm looking forward to that car show. So now the new car show day is going to be September 20th, and we'll keep you guys posted of that. Where all our commenters, where everybody at? Where's Pettigrew and everybody? Thank y'all for those that's on here. Um, but
And I
we
saw
need
that Jay Eddie, he did a great job covering National Night Out. I was watching some of his videos on Facebook, and he laid it out.
you know, I have Facebook, but honestly, I hate Facebook, so I'm not really good at. I don't be on there a lot, and I can't never find nothing. So if you send me the link, I can see that. 'Cause I do know there was quite a few people that were taking videos, and there's some that looked like they were pros, and I know they had social media somewhere. So yeah, let me know. I'd love to see that. I know we have somebody that does social media on the city side for us. He was there. He took some phenomenal pictures. Got some of you. I'm gonna send you. He did a great job. So
Okay.
I really appreciate that. So all right. So let's move on. I'm actually getting really excited. And I guess I wish we had more people on, but please remember we're live now, but you can replay it on Facebook. You can replay it on the City of Benton Harbor's website. I have some really, I think, is a kind of exciting news. I was shocked when I looked at it. So let's talk about statistics for Benton Harbor, Benton Township, and kind of give you a little history. So, Chief, remember that meeting you're called into? There's some people so people come from outside. They want to they have answers for Benton Harbor. They want to give us a report and blah blah blah. And there's people involved here, but they never actually talked to me at all. And I think, Chief, you got called to a meeting. I want to kind of say not so much an ambush, but you were just kind of put on a spot to go to the meeting because you told me about the company from out of town that's
Yeah.
doing a report on Benton Harbor and some other cities, and they're going to give us a report. Well, if y'all know me, y'all know that I can't stand people who come from out of town who think they're going to come and be the savior for Benton Harbor and they ain't from here. Additionally, there's a person that's involved in this that has worked around me, has never ever talked to me ever. Talked to city manager, talked over in the outside township. I get a call from these people, and in no time, I get this cold call like, "Yeah, we're working with so and so, and we need you to pull this stat for us." I'm like, I'm busy. I don't need to drop what I'm doing to pull stats for something I don't know about. And quite frankly, we I think have a good hold of our community. But so that came back around, and the lady that's part of that happened to be in town. We met. So I started looking at our stats, and boy, oh boy, was I surprised in a good way. I was absolutely surprised in a good way. Guys, we have, as far as the data on violence in Benton Harbor, and I believe also in Benton Township, I'll let Chief speak to that. The violence, as far as shootings and homicides, are way down. Way down. We have from 2024 to now is a 75% drop in shootings and 100% drop in homicides and even stolen vehicles. Chief, we've been talking about stolen vehicles. We've had a 69% drop in stolen vehicles, and also have some comparative data from 10 years ago to kind of give people the idea. So I am. There's some people came in at the last minute. So Shaq, of course, is out there kind of happy with himself. So he's sending some stuff. You can see his comments. We'll get to it because we already talked about the car show. I want to share. Hopefully, this will work this time. Remember before Benton Harbor, I've tried to share slides and you lose sound. So hopefully, I have this taken care of. So I'm gonna go here to a slide and let me get rid of that banner here. So I want to show you. Start up here. So, as I said before, we go by numbers. Every offense has kind of a number attached to it. All right. So, 1,302 are felonious assaults. Those aren't shootings. Those are just kind of felonious assaults. Those could be kind of anything that is involving a weapon or an aggravated assault, which involves somebody might needing medical attention. So, from 2022, 2023, which of course is coming out of COVID, we're pretty high here. You see 159 for 22, 151 for 23, and then 24 we see pretty good drop, 102. And in 2025 we see, and I didn't calculate the percentage yet, but we see this drop here. Now, we are not totally through or done with 2025, but we're 8 months in, and you see the significant drop of 80 as compared to 4 years ago, where it was up at almost 160. So, and this is a stat that we don't really look at because that really could be anything. If somebody picks up a tree branch, hits somebody in the head, that would be a felonious assault. So it's not as severe, although they are important as we look at the shootings and the homicides. So we see that a drop here in 2025 thus far. And then let's look at, oops, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Here is the one that's important. So remember we said every crime has a number. So 1,304, what that means to police is that um, these are the non-fatal shootings. These aren't shots fired. These are people actually hit with bullets. Okay. So as you see, 2022 was 23, 18 and 23, 24 shot up from 23 and had 28. But in 2025, this far into the year, we are at 7, which represents a 75% drop from last year. A 75% drop from last year. That is utterly amazing. So when I was talking to this woman and kind of pulling these up, my eyes kind of jumped out my head because that's huge. That is absolutely huge. 75% drop in a year for violent gun-related shootings is phenomenal. All right, Coach, I got a couple more, Chief. Here are 900 is what we call homicides. All right, knock on wood. We always knock on wood when we say that. If you ever see a police officer say that, knock on wood, that's kind of our kind of superstitious culture. So we see here, 2022, we had 6 homicides. 23, there were 5. That dropped to 2 in 24. And now in 25, we have a 100% drop in homicides. Again, we're 8 months through, but I would say normally we see statistically, those are usually front end loaded, meaning January to May-ish. We get a lot of them. Then, of course, other ones happen. But in 8 months, 0. And I think Chief Abrams is going to say the same thing. I don't think we've had anything in the township. That is huge. 100% drop in homicides and a 75% drop in non-fatal shootings. That's huge, guys. Please spread the word on this. Share this, get the word out. This is extremely important that people know, because we know, and I'm not going to get on a soapbox, Chief. People know that everybody want to use Benton Harbor as a bad stat for their news program or their article. No. Let's tell the truth. We got great police officers. We're doing great police work. We got great detective bureaus. We got great help with state police, with the Sheriff Height from Bryan County, with the courts. Judge Mayfield, Chief Judge, meets with us when we have something to talk about. We have a good thing going. Last thing I want to share with you guys, as you know, we have had high stolen vehicles. Okay, so even stolen vehicles are down comparatively. 2022, there were what I got here, 122, which is huge. 23, 114, 24, 133, 25, 41. 2025 41, which represents again a 69% drop. Now, I have a slide, but inadvertently I left it off to the person that created this for me because I wanted to give you all a comparison. Yeah, we're down, and this is 22 to 25, but I also did a comparison of 10 years ago, 2012 to 2015, to give you an idea of what really normal numbers look like in our community. So yeah, 2025 we're at 41. Well, if we go look at 10 years, a 10-year trend, 2012 was 31, 2013 was 26, 2023 and 2015. I'm sorry, 2014 and 2015 had 23 each. So you're looking at probably an average of about 24 and a half, maybe per year, 10 years ago. So you see how it's trended upward, but now let's see in 2025, it's trending way, way, way down. So I think that's huge. I think we should be yelling that from every tree top, rooftop, store top, and every other top in the city that, hey, something happens to be working in Ben Harbor, which getting back to what I said, when people want to come from out of town as the light and shining armor who aren't from here, talk to us. Maybe Ben Harbor, Ben Township are doing something right. I don't know, Chief. Does that make sense? Uh,
You know where you came from before you know where you're going.
right,
Okay. And, when it comes to stats and numbers, as well as I know, we can't believe everything that's published in every newspaper and every book and every study. If you want to get the true stats, you come to us, you come to the director, you come to me, you come to the chief, and we will show you from our system what the numbers really look like. That way, you could tell the truth, to whoever you're reporting back to.
right.
I don't know if this is done so you can make your community look like they're better than our community, the comparison wise. I think that's a bad way to do things, but if that's what they want to do, then okay.
And I made an error with the underneath. We don't see that as wrong. So um, this is live. So I made a change. I didn't change the sub caption underneath it, so I corrected it. This is the data is going the absolute right direction. Chief, you got any numbers for township? I know we kind of got on late. I don't have a graph for you, but what you got?
So
You seeing
yeah,
the same trends?
I'm still becoming techie certified, like you are, just getting into figuring out how to put the graphs online. I'm still working on that part. But I did pull some stat sheets, which I do have here in my hand. So for felonious assaults or non-fatal shootings, in 2024, we had six, and that accounts for January. I'm sorry, yeah, January to August. Today's August. We did have six. Okay, and that was last year. So this year I pulled the same stats, and we've only had three. So we've had a 50%
Percent
reduction
drop.
in non-fatal shootings this year, and no homicides at all. Knock on wood.
So 50% drop and 100% drop from last year.
Yes.
That is amazing. That I don't think people realize how amazing that is, because I'm shaking my head like that's utterly amazing with that big of a drop. And I think um, us working together as a one unit. I mean, because my detectives are at your spot, yours are at mine. Every single week, we work these cases together, but because of course, crime has no borders or boundaries. And if we're seeing the same effect on both sides of the border, but we're working together as a team, maybe that's working. Maybe
It's
somebody should come in and ask us, not try to tell us how they're gonna help us, but maybe ask us how we're being successful. I don't know. I just threw it out there.
Yeah, maybe throw a little more extra money our way for some extra programs. We'll take that too. You know, we're creating what everyone is talking about. There's nothing to do, in Ben Harbor, Benton Township, and though you and I are not supposed to be the creators of, fun and all this other stuff, for our area, we have people for that. You and I have taken on that role,
Yeah.
and we're fulfilling that role. That's one of the reasons why I came up. Hey, I'm going to have a car show. Because we've never had one. You've had one. I heard it was a great success. So why not bring that back?
Right.
And I'm sure this is not going to be the first thing you and I are going to think of. I'm hoping maybe somebody from the outside who cares about what we're doing say, hey, we want to partner with you, and we want to put on this program and that program because we see the direction that the community is heading. That'll be great.
That
That would be
that
great.
that'd be absolutely awesome, Chief. And I think you're absolutely correct. And even looking at like getting back to kind of National Night Out, you see these strong male role models. You and I, we had our officers there, we had firefighters there, we had EMS there, but we also had people from the community. Other coaches were there. The Rough Riders, who are all, I love those guys, man. You
All
had
in.
you had about 14 of 20 of those guys that were there and we had hundreds of kids, and everywhere they looked, they were seeing a positive male role model. So, like, not only I say that to say this, not only are we working to try to reduce violence and certain occurrences in our community now, but you and I's our vision is to reach back and to get these kids where they're young and have relationships with them and show them positive male role models. And let me not be neglectful. We had positive female role models there because we had a lot of young girls too. So I don't want to be remiss. I don't want to leave them out. Of course, my calling and my focus is for the young men. But my point is, we had positive role models, male and female, there in public that hundreds and hundreds of kids were able to see
That's right.
and share and take part with. And that's how you change the community. You know, we don't need nobody from outside telling us, giving a report because somebody done paid them to do it. And they come to us to get a report, get the data, to write a report to give us back the information that we already know.
That's
So
right.
I'm trying not to get on the soapbox, Chief. You're supposed to
No,
keep me off
no,
the
I
once
know
in a
what you're
while.
saying. We've had those talks, privately about numbers and outsiders coming in saying, "Hey, you guys are not doing this, or you should be doing this." Well, if you could do better, show us. But don't try to show us without meeting with us so you can see what we have.
Right.
Before you start spouting off your statistics and how you can help analyze this situation and make this work better. We doing it the old-fashioned way. It's boots on the ground with us, and I tell everybody that it's boots on the ground. It's putting the work in. It's meeting with the people. It's dealing with the citizens' complaints. That we get from time to time. It's being transparent, even when it hurts. We do it, and I think that's being more appreciated now than ever, especially since we formed this bond between the two communities.
So here's a comment. These are the ones I appreciate. We want to hear positive as well as I won't call it negative. So it's a 50% drop. We talking about the same city. We are.
We
Uh,
are.
we're not saying we're perfect, but the numbers don't lie. Again, that's why I was so pleasantly surprised when I saw them. I'm like, this needs to be talked about because we get enough of Benton Harbor this, Benton Harbor that. Yeah, we know, and we're working on it. And I would say to you, Miss Sister Marlowe, hopefully you could appreciate that one, we're talking about and being transparent, and that we're working to try to move in a positive direction. So I appreciate you being on, listening in your comment. And again, my last statement to you is keep us accountable. That's what your job is, and that's our job to make sure that we're honoring the needs of our communities. So thank you. All right, Chief. Anything else? We up here. It's time to go. I
You
think.
know, it is. I want to make one comment. So, speaking about the sisters from another mother, I was pulled to the side by one of the sisters, and she was a little upset with us because they put on this great, fantastic first responder meal. And I just happened to be, I think, out of town at a drag race. I think I was at a drag race, but I did try to tell all the officers, to make sure they go to the health department where they put this meal on that. So I'm just putting it out there because this sister got on me, man. She was grinding me for about 5 minutes about us not responding to, their hard work of putting these meals on for first responders. So I told her we're gonna make sure Benton Harbor and Benton Township are going to be there for any meal that they want to put on that's honoring first responders. Uh, she said they had a lot of food left, and she told me everything they cooked, how they prepared it. She told me where they got it from. I'm like, uh-oh. So I sat there sweating, and I told her that would not happen again. So I
So,
just had to
Chief,
put that out there.
I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I have to be the bad guy on this because she came to me too, and
Uh-oh.
she told me she dropped off flyers at the front desk. They ain't talking to me because I didn't know nothing about it. And when she started, I'm like, okay, well, let's slow down. What are you talking about? The first responder banquet. I'm like, what banquet? So I dropped off flyers to you. Okay, but you didn't talk to me, so you can't hold me responsible. First thing is you didn't come. I had no idea. So, Benton Harbor, I am available. My phone number is 269-927-8425. Comes right to me. You can get me online. You can email me. We're on chat with the chief. You can't say I'm not available. So if you have something and you want me to push it to my guys, talk to me, put it in my hand, email me. Don't just drop them off at the front desk and expect me to know. I got 3 departments and I'm responsible for, as well as other things. So I will definitely love to support if I know. And
All
thank you,
right.
Sister Marlo. We will definitely continue to be transparent. And again, we appreciate you and hold us accountable. We thank you for that. All right, Chief Abrams, we good to go?
We are good to go. We have more
Okay.
hard work to do, so you know we got to get off this computer playing games. No, I'm just kidding. Not playing games, but yeah. Well, we got to go make some more things happen for our community. So yeah, I'm eager to get back to it.
That's it. All right, Ben Harbor, please let everyone else know. Share this video. I think the stats are hugely important to let people know we're moving in the right direction. We thank you for supporting us. And actually, we are 1 month away from being 1 year of chat with the chief. 1 year.
1 year.
She said, I damn sure will. God bless her. God bless her.
Uh,
All right, Ben Harper. Hey, we thank you for the support. We love you. Again, please share this video. Let people know. And again, they can listen to it on their free time. Maybe make it a Saturday when you're cleaning the house, vacuuming, whatever. But get the word out there for us. And we will be back with you next week, same time, same channel. And you have been here with myself, Director Dan McGinnis, and Chief Greg Abrams of Benton Township Police Department. You all be blessed, and we will talk to you next week. All right.